It's been a long time since we'd had a decent tablet that can do everything from content consumption to productivity and everything in between. But the real kicker here is that the price. For 17,990 pesos, you get a fast and sharp display, a great sounding quad speaker, a fast chipset that can handle modern gaming, and a battery that comes with fast charging capability. To all the subscribers, welcome back and thanks for stopping by once again. And if you're new here, we make tech videos of all kinds, so feel free to hit us up to get notified of new content. I think the feature that you want to know first is the performance and software on this device. If you've used MIUI devices before, it's basically the same except with some features in the settings not present in tablet, like vibration, super wallpapers, and double tap to wake. But for the rest like game space, it's here. Xiaomi also added additional options in the settings for keyboard and pen, which unfortunately we don't have today. And if you're buying this tablet, you have to buy the accessories separately. All you're getting in the box is the tablet and the 22-watt charger. Going back to MIUI, even with the Snapdragon 860, the frequent frame drops is still noticeable across the UI. I think the additional RAM would have helped this tablet run a bit more smoothly, but Xiaomi stuck with 6GB RAM for both models. And with the version that I'm running on, I have yet to see the RAM extension feature here. Overall, the software on the Pad 5 is a lot like the one on the Poco X3 Pro, except a bit worse as gestures are finicky on this one. There is no slot here for a micro SD card and cellular connectivity. I understand if some of you are a bit bummed out about the latter, but in my case, the tablet hardly leaves the house, so I'm connected to Wi-Fi most of the time, and I would just use my phone's hotspot connection if I ever have to work outside. I also never felt the tablet overheat, partly because of the large build. It's going to require you to sit outside the sun to make this device throttle. You may notice lower frames in playing games since the Pad 5 is running on a higher resolution. Speaking of resolution, I love the 11-inch display on this one. It's LCD, so you won't get the same level of contrast ratio and saturation from an AMOLED Samsung tablet, but the technical specification that comes with the panel makes this one a joy to use. It supports DCI-P3 and covers over 1 billion colors, and to top it all off, a 16:10 Wide QHD Plus resolution. You do get those black bars on top and bottom when watching videos, but it's not a deal breaker. The only quirk of the panel is that the reflections are almost unbearable when the content you're watching is dark, almost to the point that you're watching your own reflection. But this only happens when in a decently lit environment. There's also enough brightness to make the display readable at best under the sun, but indoors it's a really bright display. The bezels are also thin, almost to the point where I wish it was thicker to make the tablet a bit easier to handle, but it's still manageable in this one. Other features that make this display a notch above others are ambient sensor and color temperature sensor a la Apple True Tone. For an Android tablet, you don't usually get those features, so it's nice to see them here. I don't have any complaints regarding the camera. The quality of the 8-megapixel selfie is more than enough for video conferencing. Even the 13-megapixel is technically capable of capturing decent videos and photos when you don't have your phone with you. It's basically an Android tablet capable of recording 4K videos with good mic quality. A tablet. Yes, a tablet. The 8720 mAh battery is enough to make the Pad 5 last nearly 6 hours of screen time with a bit of gaming on the side. As mentioned, the box includes a 22-watt charger, allowing the tablet to replenish in 2 hours. But if you have a compatible 33-watt charger lying around, you can top up in a little over an hour and a half. That may not seem fast, but we're talking about a nearly 9000 mAh cell here. As for the build, the Pad 5 has a sharp and hefty design, like literally. The metal frame has these chamfered edges that feel sharp when you glide your hands onto it. I thought the back was using glass, but apparently it's plastic. Until I read a review from somewhere, I never once thought the back was of plastic, especially that it has this matte finish that looks and feels premium. The only downside to this black color is that it attracts prints like there's no tomorrow. Overall, this is a solid and premium feeling tablet that you want to take care of. But you definitely want to use a case on this one since the plastic panel will surely accumulate scratches over time. In portrait orientation, 2 speakers are facing north and another 2 facing south. They support Dolby Atmos and high-res audio and they sound incredibly good, especially at high volume levels. But to get the best of the bass in movies, you really have to crank up the volume slider.
Flight recorders are on. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have liftoff. Everybody, this is Patricia, and this is my family.
They had it all. Wealth, style, power.
The top also houses the power button, no fingerprint scanner here, so you're left with the face unlock or pin code as the first line of defense. There's a strip on the right side which is made for the stylus pen to charge and magnetically attach. The bottom features the USB-C port while the left side leaves us with 3 pogo pins for the detachable keyboard. All 4 microphones are placed around the device except where the pogo pins live. Alright, if you're going to take a look at the other brands, the closest competition of the Pad 5 is the 10-inch MatePad from Huawei. Although the overall specs are slightly lower than the Pad 5, that one comes with cellular connectivity. But the biggest caveat for regular users is the lack of official support from Google. The next alternative is the Xiaomi Pad, but that thing is underpowered AF and is too expensive for what it offers. You can look at Apple, but they're going to be way out of the budget, and while you can also look at TCL and Samsung, most of them are also underpowered and the display quality you get isn't just as good as the one in the Pad 5, including build quality. The only problem with the Pad 5 is availability. Since its local launch in the Philippines, Xiaomi has only released very limited numbers of stocks online and offline. Waiting for stocks to become available may require waiting between weeks or months. So for the Mi Pad 5, it's a great tablet, probably the best bang for the buck tablet in 2021, when it's available. So that's it for this one. Drop a sub or a like if you feel supporting the channel, and until the next one, stay safe.